Morning. For those of you that I haven't met, my name is Tim Horne. I'm the acting administrator of the General Services Administration. I've been on the job for 6 months, and I finally get to use this office for something. So I'm happy about that. So since we're in the we're here today to welcome Alan Thomas to the GSA family, and really to make today all about him. Before we do that, since we're in the historic administrator suite, I thought it would be good to kind of think back over the history of the Federal Acquisition Service. So Alan will be sworn in today as the 4th commissioner of the Federal Acquisition Service. He was preceded by Jim Williams, who was the first FAST commissioner, then Steve Kempf, then Tom Sharp, and now Alan's here today. And as I look around the room, I remember back to the beginning of FAST, and there was Mary's one face that I recognized from many of those meetings where we worked really hard to bring the Federal Technology Service and the Federal Supply Service together. And so we're here now today to celebrate a new day for GSA, and want to thank Alan's family. Alan Sr. and Megan and Will and Jana, thank you for being here today. I know it means a lot to Alan. I've had a few conversations with him, and every conversation I have revolves around his family. So thank you for being here today. Alan's going to talk a little bit, have some remarks in just a minute, and he's going to talk about some of his history, and trust me, he's very well qualified for this position. Some things maybe you didn't know about him or will learn about him. He played college basketball. He's had a long career both as part of the government and in the private sector supporting the government. But there's one qualification that really stands out above all, and it's not something you're going to hear him talk about, so it's my job to talk about this today. He is a good dude, and that's the key. I mean, that's really the most important qualification, I think, for having somebody here, somebody who embraces the challenge and the privilege of public service, somebody who's going to care about the employees of GSA, somebody who's going to work hard to make this a better place. Alan's supremely talented and qualified for this job, but that's why he's here. So we're going to we're swearing in, and then you're going to do some remarks, right?
Then I'm going to do some remarks.
Jana,
right.
Can you join us up here? Why don't you guys go over in front?
On this side. Okay.
Yeah, in front of you. Okay, it's my privilege to welcome Alan Thomas to the GSA family. So, Alan, please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Alan Thomas,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
the
Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the new Commissioner of the Federal Acquisition Service, Alan Thomas.
Well, Tim, thanks for those kind words. I do remember that on the application. It was, "Are you a good dude or not?" And then I checked yes. So apparently that was the right answer. So I have some prepared remarks. I did practice these here actually this morning, and there were a few people listening, and I said that I know sleep is a legitimate form of criticism. So if you're nodding, right, I'll take that as, maybe I need to recalibrate. So I'm honored and humbled to be here today and have the opportunity to say a few words to all of you. I also know my son well enough, Will, here in the audience, and right now he's probably thinking that there's cake when I'm done talking, so that I should be relatively brief in my remarks. Am I right, buddy? I'm right. Okay. So I want to extend a special thanks to my family for being here, my wife Jana, my son Will. I have a daughter, Skylar, also, who's not here today. She's away at soccer camp. and to my parents also, to Megan and Alan. There are a couple things in life that you can't control that are really important. One's in what country you're born and to whom you're born, and I got kind of lucky on both counts. I also want to recognize a few special guests who are here. So we've got Robin and Matt and Cass and John Salvatore, all our former bosses that I've had, all wise leaders that I've learned some things from. And then lastly, I want to thank the team here at GSA that I've been working with over the last few weeks. I've got a laundry list of names: Tim, Jack, the Emilys, Murphy and McBride, Mary, Rob, Tony, Judith, Arthea, Chris, and Mike, and many other folks, right, who have really made me feel welcome and made me really excited about starting this. So I'm excited. I'm optimistic about what we can accomplish together. I'm also grateful to Tom Sharp and to Kevin for providing really able leadership over the past several years, building a solid foundation and leaving behind a really good team. It's now our charge to build upon that foundation and to help execute an ambitious government reform agenda that's been laid out by this administration. The acquisition and technology professionals at GSA are really in the white-hot center of that reform agenda. And together, I think we're going to make a lasting impact, and we're going to have some fun doing it. At least that's going to be my goal. So what I want to do today is introduce myself and then talk very briefly about how I want to lead the organization. So this will be the first of many opportunities that we have to communicate with each other, and I really look forward to meeting everybody in the organization. So I come to GSA as an outsider, but with a perspective that's been informed through multiple interactions I've had with the agency over the course of my career. So some examples. I've led a technology startup in gaining access to the federal marketplace for the first time using IT Schedule 70, and I built a $7 million business line with that access. I've been a consultant. I was here for the merger of the Federal Technology Service and the Federal Supply Service. I've served as a federal employee. I've been a program manager. I've used MOBIS to acquire professional services in support of a program that was in my portfolio. And I've run a profit and loss center at one of the most successful Alliance small business prime contract holders. So I've got some sense for sort of GSA from different perspectives, from that of a startup company, an established small company, a federal employee, as a consultant. As commissioner, I'm going to try and keep all these perspectives in mind because I do understand that GSA's impact on both industry and government is wide and deep. My philosophy and approach for combining the mission and the resources of TTS and FAS is to first listen intently, starting internally with our GSA team and our customers, and then widening out to encompass our industry partners and key external stakeholders. I want to ensure that we're providing the best possible products and services to our government customers and also delivering value for the American taxpayer. Observing our organization's ecosystem from my initial vantage point as an outsider will provide valuable insight into how we achieve our goals. When we meet, and I'm going to travel, I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in the regions. When we meet, I'm going to be asking 3 questions. What's most important to keep? What's most important to change? And what are the obstacles to change? Second, I'm going to utilize key members of our in-house team, in particular Mary, Rob, and the rest of the talented senior team to better understand our organization's culture, how things get done, how communication flows, what makes people tick. The only expectation I bring from a cultural standpoint is that the values of this organization are compatible with my core values of honesty, courage, and graciousness. Third, I'm going to strive to be a leader without presumption, who's transparent in all my interactions with staff, customers, industry, and stakeholders. The only way, I've played and coached team sports all my life, and I know that the only way we're going to accomplish ambitious goals is if we all have a common purpose and a shared vision, and we trust each other, and we work together. President Truman said it best when he stated, "It's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit." So as we get to know each other over the next few months, expect an emphasis on results and performance. Too many organizations get caught in a state of constant change where they're storming and forming and storming, and they don't spend enough time performing and actually enjoying the journey. To paraphrase another mid-20th century president, we're going to take our job seriously, but not ourselves. Together, I'm confident that we'll build a high-performing team and we'll have a good time in the process. Thanks, and I look forward to getting to work.